Hi everybody, welcome back to the Hot and Cold Hobbyist. I am up here on Stevens Pass with my friend Ian here. Say hi, Ian.
Hey guys.
He is a much more experienced snowboarder than I am. A lot more years under his belt and a lot more skill. So if you remember, I did a video about trying to learn carving skills just off YouTube tips. And now I'd like to put together a few more skills, and it may not just be carving skills, but put together a few more skills with the tips of somebody with a lot more experience. So, Ian, if you're all right, my points of emphasis are I want to work on the transition onto my toe side without just immediately skidding out, and then I also want to work on, if it's kind of an uncomfortable situation or a few quick turns, not shifting my weight onto the back foot too much and staying in the slope a little bit more.
Okay.
And if what I'm doing to shift my weight is okay, you can tell me that as well. Just kind of let me know what you see in situations like that. We can stop maybe a couple times down the run and talk about it, if that's all right with you.
We've got nice soft snow, so let's get to work.
Yeah, it's a great day for this. Get strapped in and get going.
And I'd say the speed in your turns is going to come on situations where you're nice and comfortable, and you can speed it up then. Not
Okay.
when you're suddenly in a situation where you need quick turns and you haven't practiced it on a nice wide flat or even a more narrow kind of curved section that gives you those nice bankings that make it more forgiving.
Okay, it's good to keep in
On
mind.
this first run, we'll identify parts of the run where you feel really comfortable, and then that's the spot where we'd work on things the next time we go down.
Perfect. I love it. All right, anything you saw that you thought I need notes on?
Well, first, a praise for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so as we first started, you're going pretty slow, and you're doing something that I think looks really good, which is you're taking your time to get from your heel to your toe to your heel. That's something a lot of people actually don't do, even on the slow stuff. They'll just kind of be here, and then they don't like that transition because it feels a little weird, and they'll just flip over really fast.
Oh,
And they'll use their upper body to do it, to generate like rotational momentum. But you were doing it nice and slow. That looked really good.
Okay.
And then we got to a bit of a steeper section. You're on your toe side, and then I saw that behavior. You got a little bit uncomfortable, and you kind of you
Yeah,
forced it.
I felt that.
Yep.
Okay.
And in that would be a time when you just have to be comfortable as you're still figuring out how to make that transition. It's like the mechanics are moving slowly. You'll be able to move faster later. I think you'll have to just feel comfortable with the speed that you're going to incur as you flatten out and transition to your heel. But then you'll be on your heel and you'll be able to slow down, make a nice wide carve, even like kind of side stop if you need to.
Okay.
But that would be the thing, is basically take that slow speed pattern that you're doing and try to apply it even when you're a little faster. It's going to feel just a bit uncomfortable, but don't force it.
Okay.
If you try to force the position, that's when you'll catch an edge. But just it might just be a bigger arcing turn than what you'd like in that moment, and you might get a little bit more speed. But I think that's what you're going to find, keeping that good form, but necessitating a bit more speed when you're on the steeper stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it looked good so far.
All right. Try and stand up without getting a camera full of snow here. Nah, it happened.
Yeah, like I think the confidence transition, that's good.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so I have a question because you probably saw it, but I felt really on my back foot for a couple of those toe side turns on the steeper part.
Yeah, one thing I did see, I think I saw it most as you were transitioning from your heel to your toe. The footage would show it, but I actually saw snow being kind of scraped with about this part of your board.
Yeah,
Kind of scraping through the snow, which would suggest, yeah, you got a bit of a lean there.
Okay.
Work on, it's like you don't have to try to put all these things together at the same time, but one thing I've heard in terms of a form that you might try that you might like is in order to try to encourage that forward leaning is you want to, like, standing up straight, you'd have both your arms, your hands pointing toward the corresponding nose and tail of your board,
keep them out.
and then you just do a little bit of a shoulder tuck on your front leading shoulder. So that's just enough to keep you from, because if you hold this pose and then you're kind of working those turns nice and slow, and you're keeping your shoulder tucked, that'll keep your weight pretty centered. Otherwise, if you're not doing that, you might find that you're kind of stepping back a little bit. But it's not like I saw you really leaning back or anything. I wouldn't say it's extreme.
Okay. If I'm working on the transitions and getting more comfortable with those, do you think that might be less of a problem, or just like the next thing to work on? Or...
I think the thing that I was going to suggest, if anything, just to help you connect the heel toe, would be, like, I think you're pretty upright.
Yeah.
And you want to keep the upright with your chest, but you can get a little bit more athletic with the stance.
Okay.
Maybe I could demonstrate. I don't know if this would be helpful or not.
Yeah.
If you'd want to follow me.
Yeah.
I can, like, do maybe 2 turns where I'm kind of in a, like an upright stance, and then I'll change it and see if you notice anything.
Okay.
So I'll do the upright, I'll do the athletic, and then I'll just continue on, and we'll meet at the top of the next kind of platform.
Sounds good. I lost you, but I saw the major difference in balance there.
So you're able to see it even?
Oh, yeah.
And for me, that actually helps a lot with those little micro adjustments to the board that you need as you're working around little bits of snow or whatever. If you're way upright, you got longer, you got more to fall, right?
Yeah.
If you're down here, it's a lot easier to make those adjustments.
It lowers the center of your gravity, right?
Yep. And I think builds a bit more confidence too.
Okay.
Like, I feel a little bit better doing this blind turn from my toe back to my heel because I'm not so far off the ground, kind of a thing.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right,
I'll follow
thanks.
you, and then maybe start working it, and I'll see how it looks.
All right. That tip on like the athletic position just let me like be so comfortable with the speed coming down that I just didn't want to stop. I was just like, let's just make it to the bottom at this pace.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Yeah, I use that a lot. I mean, with those moguls, I didn't realize there were moguls on that one.
I didn't know I was taking you down a mogul field.
The first thing I do is get low with those, and then it gives a lot more flexibility. So
that was awesome. So after all those tips from Ian, not even every conversation made it onto video, but I had to have probably made my best improvement in one day of riding. I didn't really get to demonstrate how much I came along by the end of that day. And so I was just going to do a few turns so you can see how much my carving skills and body position improved from the advice of Ian. And I think it's a great testament to how much an in-person instructor is much better than learning everything from videos. Ian's not a certified instructor, but he clearly has good teaching skills, and he was able to bring me along a long way. Still haven't had a formal lesson in that way, but I feel like last time out really counted as a lesson. So do a few turns here and show you what I've improved.